Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today I am here with a very exciting video. Today I'm setting up my Dire Dragon from HalloweenCostumes.com. Alright, so this is another partnership item I was able to design with Halloween Costumes, and I am super excited about this one. I think this is probably my favorite I've done with them. If you guys were in the premiere that Halloween Costumes did, you would have seen some videos of my new animatronics with them, along with many of their other awesome animatronics this year. But this guy we've been working on for a very long time, and I am super excited with how he came out. So this guy hasn't officially released yet, so this is the prototype model. The only difference is being I don't have the box for it. There will be an official box, and I also don't have the sound on it. So those are the only two differences. I'm still going to show everything, show how it works, because this is a new concept to retail, so that is very exciting. So yeah, let's get right into the setup. Here we go. All right, so like I said, I don't have a box for this guy yet, so I will be bringing these parts in from off screen and just kind of laying them on the ground before we set them up. But like I said before, I want to show these kind of up close so you guys can see how this thing works. All right, so let's grab our first parts. All right, so this is this guy's base. This thing is really nicely made. It is thick metal. It doesn't feel like it would break easily at all. It's got these really nice supports there. But yeah, pretty standard base for a prop right there. These are the pieces that attach to the base. This is the piece that holds up the main mechanism there. Speaking of that main mechanism, here it is. So this is how this guy works. This piece is attached to that holder piece that I was talking about. And as you can see, you got the handles in the back and you can have full range on this animatronic. So showing it up close, you can see it's this new type of bearing thing that I don't believe we've seen anything like in retail, at least not at this size. And that allows, like I said, for that full range of motion. We have the adapter and a try me button. Now this try me button is actually a bit different than usual. What I would use this for while using this prop is I would actually have this on the ground next to the actor who's operating it, and they can trigger it with their foot, and that triggers the prop to go, instead of having it like usual where a guest will press it. Now this thing isn't just the animatronic, this thing also comes with an entire curtain. So we have the poles for the curtain frame, and then the giant black curtain right here. All right, and now here is the piece everybody's been waiting for. This is the dragon head. This thing is incredible. The amount of detail and just work put into this thing is so cool. And I will mention here, this isn't a cheap plastic or anything like that. This is a foam-filled latex. This is a very high quality piece right here. You can see the metal that attaches to your frame is put into the foam there, just as a professional animatronic would. And then obviously the paint job and everything just looks so good. You can see into the mouth there. You can see the eyes actually do have LEDs behind them there, so those do glow. But yeah, I am very happy with this thing, and as you can see, it is huge. All right, so let's begin the setup here. So the nice thing about this setup is, although it is a very large prop, and if you're setting up the curtain too, it's just a large scene in general, this thing is very easy to put together. So starting here on the base, like usual, we have our two D poles. These do not matter which side they go on. They are both the same pole. We're going to snap lock these down. This is some really nice thick metal here as well. This right here is the piece that attaches to the bearing. We then have the bearing, the handle, and this is also the piece that attaches to the dragon. Now the next step, if you're not using the curtain, would be to attach the dragon head. If you are using the curtain, then we're going to follow along here. All right, so the frame for the curtain is basically mirrored on both sides. So we have two straight poles and then one L-shaped pole. We're going to attach all the poles down with the snap locks, the L-shaped one going on top. And then we're going to do the same thing but mirrored over here, making sure that both L's are facing inwards. And this is the reason why we had to do this before the head. As you can see, there's a slit for the pole right here. That is what you're going to put through first. Now you could attach the head, but first let's attach the curtain to the frame. The curtain just snap locks in place. All right, so our final step here is attaching the dragon head. This is just a snap lock in place, and then we can slowly lower it down here, and that is the setup complete. Now I want to show you guys how it looks for the actor behind the curtain. This thing is very easy to operate. You can basically do whatever you want just to make that dragon head go crazy over there. And the one thing I will say, if you're having someone do this for hours, like if you have a home hunt or a pro hunt and people are constantly going through, I could see how this could be tiring after a little while. It is very, very easy to do, but since that is all foam latex on the front, something you could do is just add a little weight back here to balance that out a bit better for people who are doing this for a long period of time. If you're doing this just for every like group of trick-or-treaters coming up, or if there's spaces between, then it should be completely fine as is. All right, so now that he's complete, let's do a demo. So let's try this thing out. So starting back here, as you can see, this thing has a very wide range of animation. It's got all the way left, right, left, right. It's got all the way up, all the way down, and then that tilting of the head, which I think adds a lot to the character there. It also has the glowing red eyes, which I do want to see in the dark in 1 second here. But yeah, really, really cool animation. I think people have a great reaction to it just because of how fluid it is. Because it's not motorized, there's no noticeable pattern or anything. You can basically just have it do exactly what you want it to do and different things each time, which adds a lot to that realism. So let's see it in the dark. All right, so here it is in the dark. This is actually my first time seeing it in the dark as well, and it's much, much scarier. This thing looks really, really, really cool in the dark, and obviously that will be how it's mostly seen in displays. So really, really happy with this thing. It is super, super cool and very fun to play with. All right, so there he was, the Dire Dragon actor-operated animatronic from Halloween Costumes. This thing is so, so cool, and I may have some bias, obviously, but I think this thing is definitely one of my favorite retail items of all time just because of how usable it is. If you have a display, if you have a home haunt, this will go perfectly. If you have a professional haunt, I'm going to be using this in my haunt for sure. I think that fluidity of the motion definitely gives the effect that this thing is some crazy animatronic, especially if you have a well-hidden actor back there, and it gives the actor a very fun job all night. In the dark, like I said, that was my first time seeing it in the dark as well. It looks really, really cool, especially with those red glowing eyes. I'm actually usually not even a huge fan of LEDs and eyes, but this thing, it works very, very well. I want to give Halloween Costumes a huge thank you for allowing me the opportunity of designing some more animatronics for them. This has been such a fun process, and seeing them come to life is so, so cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this guy as much as I do, and I can't wait to see him used in people's displays. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.